Time now for our Entre Nous segment, and today we're going to learn a little more about the Festival of Lights. Diwali is celebrated in India and is starting to gain popularity around the world. And to talk more about this, let's bring in our very own Delano D'Souza. Delano, let's start at the beginning. What exactly is Diwali?
Hi, Jeannie. Good to see you. Well, Diwali is a festival that celebrates essentially the triumph of good over evil, knowledge over ignorance. It's a holiday that's popular amongst Hindus over in India, but is celebrated across religious lines. So Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Sikhs, everyone celebrates Diwali. But like everything in India, there is a divide between the north and the south over how it is celebrated or even what it is called. But what is common in India is you have a lot of these little lights called diyas that are lit, and they're pretty much everywhere. Now, there's also this belief that if you gamble during Diwali, you will be prosperous for the next year. But I don't know how true this is. I did gamble last year, wasn't very prosperous. Maybe that was because I got wiped out. Now, over the years, there has been this effort to clean up Diwali, if you will, and crack down on the lighting of firecrackers, which leads to both air and noise pollution. So this time around, we have several Indian states who are trying to get ahead of the problem, including Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, and Tamil Nadu. And they've taken measures to essentially ban the production, the sale, and the use of firecrackers. But of course, it remains to be seen if those bans are in fact observed and if violators are in fact punished. Now, Diwali is a public holiday in India, but not just in India. We have Diwali as a holiday in places like Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, anywhere that there's a large Hindu population.
And are we now seeing this globalization occurring in other places around the world?
More and more so. In fact, this year we have the public school system in New York that's going to have 2 days off for Diwali. This week alone, we had the governor of the U.S. state of Pennsylvania who signed a bill recognizing Diwali as a state holiday. So it's definitely gaining popularity over in the United States. Let's not forget the Vice President Kamala Harris, her mother, was from India, and she has celebrated Diwali in the White House, and maybe that's a tradition. If she does win the presidency, she may continue as president of the United States. Now, the reason we are seeing Diwali take on this international dimension is simply because of the Indian diaspora being so widespread. In the United States, for instance, we have heads of Fortune 500 companies who are Indian of Indian origin. For instance, Alphabet, Microsoft, Adobe. These are just some companies that have Indian heads. In the past, Indians would be more personal about how they celebrated their holidays, but things have started to change in recent years. We have big celebrations taking place in New York, attended by the likes of Padma Lakshmi, Mindy Kaling, well-known Indian Americans. This past weekend over in London, in fact, we had Condé Nast Traveler, who held its third installment of its Diwali celebrations, which it co-hosted with French luxury jeweler Cartier. Now, I reached out to the global editorial director, Divya Tani, and asked her why a magazine would want to celebrate Diwali. And she told me when she first arrived in London, she didn't feel that the Diwali celebrations which existed matched the power and the influence of the Indian community in the UK. So essentially, she decided to go ahead and start her own. She contacted Anna Wintour, who told her just run with it. And she decided to partner with brands which have a long history with India. So this is why Cartier jumped into the picture. She told me something interesting. She said that a lot of luxury brands are looking at India in a positive way. The smart ones recognize the power of the Indian diaspora. And it's funny that she said that because just a couple of days ago, we had French shoemaker Christian Louboutin who unveiled a collection called the Diwali Edit. Now, while this line faced a lot of criticism on social media, it's just an acknowledgement that global brands need to adapt when targeting the Indian consumer, whether they are based in India or overseas.
And the toy maker Mattel is even getting in on the action.
That's right. The creator of Barbie unveiled the first Diwali Barbie. Now, this isn't the first time Mattel has unveiled an Indian type of Barbie, but in the past, the doll has been criticized for things like the skin color, for instance. This time around, Mattel teamed up with Indian fashion designer Anita Dongre. The process to create Diwali Barbie lasted about 12 to 18 months. There was a lot of back and forth over what the Barbie was going to wear, the shoes, the jewelry, etc. I, in fact, interviewed Anita Dongre for Access Asia this week, and I asked her about the design process, and she also told me why she decided not to dress Barbie in a sari. Take a listen.
I wanted to do something contemporary. I wanted to show to the world that Indian fashion is not just the sari, that is more than the sari. And I wanted the design to resonate with young girls all over the world, especially Indians. It was definitely important for me to make sure that she was she had the skin tone of the average Indian girl, and all the feedback that we received from all of the world, such emotional feedback saying that finally, like mothers have written to me, sent voice notes to me saying that I can finally gift my daughter a doll that she can relate to, and a doll that looks like her, a doll and a skin color like her.
So that was Anita Dongre speaking to me on Access Asia about how she was involved in the process to create Diwali Barbie. For now, Diwali here in Paris is more amongst the diaspora at homes, not really taking on the global dimensions we're seeing in London, places like London and New York. But there are members of the community here who want to change that.
In any case, it sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you for telling us all about it. That's France 24's Delano D'Souza.